Hello and welcome back to my channel. Do you know what this is? This is the new bit I have developed, which I lovingly call the Beast. And I will show you the Beast in a close-up right now. This is the 16 by 16 bottom cleaning router bit from Woodpecker. It is identical to the one you can buy from Shaper Origin, but it's much cheaper. It has 3 blades, and with a diameter of 16 by 16, you can remove a lot of material. This here is the Beast. The Beast is exactly the same concept of a bit, but it has a diameter of 25 by 25 millimeters. As you can see, it's also 3 blades. It's also solid carbide. It is an 8mm bit, like the one from Woodpecker, and it is the same shank size. It's just much bigger. Okay, before you declare me completely insane, hear me out a little bit. Here's the thing. When I started using bottom cleaning router bits, that was a time before Shaper Origin released their bit collection. And what I started doing is to use a really cheap bottom cleaning router bit set, and I have a video about those. And there was a 25mm diameter bit in that collection. Now that was really convenient because I was able to remove a lot of material at once, but it was also not a really high quality bit. It had only 2 blades and had its own issues, but I really enjoyed using that. Then Shaper Origin came out with their bit collection, and there was this 16 by 16 bit, and eventually I bought it to try it out, reported it back, and I started using it a lot because it is really nice. Now I also do a lot of pocket cuts and larger pocket cuts, and over time I realized that while it was really nice to use the one from Shaper Origin or the one from Woodpecker because they're identical, they're kind of not so big. And we all know bigger is better. So I started to look around, is there a 25mm bit that has the similar properties than the one from Shaper, but is just bigger? And I couldn't find it. And so I thought, well, if there isn't any of those, why don't I try to make one myself? And I started to work together with a bit producer, explain to them what I wanted, went some back and forth, and that's what we came up with, the Beast. The Beast is pretty much the same router design like the 16 by 16, but it's just bigger, 25mm. It has 3 blades, solid carbide, the highest quality. It is the same design, so it's designed to remove a lot of material and expel it. And because it is a really big head and the shank is relatively small compared to the size, it has this additional reinforcing element here to reduce the chances of it breaking. Creating one of those was a real challenge. So the bit maker had some back and forth, and at the end they figured out how to do it. Creating one takes 6 hours. So the entire process, I don't even know how you call it to make a bit. This is like it's not welding, I don't know. The entire process of creating it takes over 6 hours for one bit. It has a lot of material. It's really heavy. Like if you could have it in your hands, it's a heavy bit. On this video, I show how I made the first cut. It's a 37mm circle that I remove the material with a spiral cut. And it's like with the slowest plunge speeds. And you see how it just drills into the walnut and removes that 37mm hole. It's a clean cut. It's beautiful. You see it here on the pictures. Afterwards, I started to remove a large area. First, a 5mm pass. No problem, went really well, a lot of material at once. Then I increased it to 10mm. That worked also well, but you could clearly tell that the pressure on the shaper origin is significant when you remove 10 millimeters of depth with 25 millimeters of cutting diameter at once. So I wouldn't recommend to go much deeper than 10 millimeters. So you might ask yourself, if the recommendation is to not remove more than 10 millimeters at once, why do I have 25 millimeters head? The reason is rather simple. We really wanted to maintain the same properties of this bit, which means the same angles of the blades. And by having it 25 by 25, we were just able to scale it to that dimension. There's another advantage. Obviously, if you do, for instance, like an inline cut to remove material after doing the pocket cut, then you can use more of that. You can obviously try to remove 25 millimeters at once, but I wouldn't recommend it because the spindle of the shaper origin isn't super strong. It's like a medium strength spindle, and the more pressure you put on your device, the more likely it is to wear down or to break eventually. So that's why between 5 and 10 millimeter passes makes sense. You have to set the spindle speed also rather slow, somewhere between 1 and 2. Remember, the bigger the bits, the slower the spindle speed. This is a really big bit, and I tried it out, and the speed of 2 already feels really strong. It vibrates a lot, so I would recommend 1.5 or even lower than that. I removed a total depth of 40 millimeters and I made this little tray, as you see here. Also on the pictures, really nice, really fast, deep, no problem. I absolutely loved it. It is just a really nice bit that allows you to remove a lot of material at once. All right, and similar to last time with the last bit, I decided to make 50 of those babies. So in case somebody wants one of those too. So how much does the beast cost? You might remember the one from Shaper Origin 16 by 16 cost $159. The same bit from Woodpecker costs a little over $60. The beast I can offer you for $90. It is unfortunately really expensive to produce. It is a lot of material, solid carbide, the highest quality. You will be able to sharpen this as many times as you want. It was not possible to beat the Woodpecker price. I tried to negotiate hard with a bit producer, but it wasn't possible. So we end up at an end price of $90, which you will have to think, do you really want to spend about $30 more to be able to have these additional 9 millimeters of diameter? If you do a lot of pocket cuts, you might find this worth it. And if you don't, then I think the Woodpecker one is a really good choice given the lower price. When it comes to shipping, $15 for Europe and $19 for the US. I'll put it on my Etsy store. You can check it out there. For the first 3 orders, I will include one of my beanies, Don't Rush, as an extra bonus. So that was it. That was the introduction of the beast. I hope that you'll have a lot of fun with it, the same amount of fun I will have with it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you around.